What's up, people? What's happening? Happy fucking Friday. Hope you guys and girls are enjoying yourself today. Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. Today, we're going to be diving into a cool topic, one that I've talked about this before. If you know that I've talked about this before and you want to hop in and drop some nuggets based off of what I said last time, you're more than welcome to. I'm also going to be bringing up a couple of new points as well. All right. So today's topic, as you can read by the title, does weed affect your gains, right? Is weed going to get in the way of your fat loss journey? Is weed going to get in? Oh, I'm going to change this over here for TikTok because it's banned. I'm just going to put the emoji here. Can you still make progress while smoking weed, right? That's what today is going to be about. That's what today's episode is going to be about. All right. So if that's something that interests you, if you are currently using weed, if you smoke weed, then this might be the topic for you. You know what's happening, people. You know what is happening. All right, let's see. Saj, what's good? Varun, what's happening? Everybody, what's up? What the fuck is up? Happy Friday. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. All right. So without wasting any time, I'm going to be diving into the podcast. I'm going to turn off this fan here because I don't want the mic to pick that up. Also, if you guys and girls have any questions, anything you want to say, anything you want to ask, drop it in the comments below. At the end of the recording of the podcast, I will get back to you. All right. I'll chill for like 5 minutes and then we'll have the ability to talk and, reflect ideas and opinions. All right. So with that out the way, okay, we'll be diving into the podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your host, IFBB Pro Matt Butale, coming at you with another topic today. We will be talking about how THC impacts your transformation, your gains, your fat loss journey. All right. But before we dive into that, I want to let you know that you're welcome to join the Meathead Monsters Club. It's a Facebook community where you get the opportunity to meet other like-minded individuals to learn about fitness. And of course, there's some brother and sisterly banter that goes on in that community. So if you want to join in for the laugh, let me know, and then I'll reach out to you and get you in there. Also, you can reach out for me on any other social media platform. Just search Matt Butale. I'm not even going to tell you the platform because it's literally every platform, including LinkedIn. Yes. All right. That's out the way. Today, we will be diving into a topic honestly that I know a lot about based on experience, personal experience with my clients and friends. Okay. And of course, you guys and girls, some of you guys and girls actually DM me and talk about this stuff with me or ask questions relating to it. All right. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's cut it down the center. Does smoking affect your ability to burn fat or grow muscle? Long story short, it does indirectly. It's never going to be the main culprit, but it could either make it easier for you, make it a little bit difficult for you, depending on what type of person you are, what type of personality you have, and of course, how often you use this, right? Is this a substance that you rely on? Is this a substance that you just use sparingly? Is this a substance that you depend on heavily? Those are all going to be factors that you want to consider when, figuring out if this is going to be good for you to keep in your routine or if it's something that you should consider removing from your routine. All right. But indirectly for most people, yes, it does affect your ability to grow muscle and burn fat. A fact, but not necessarily hold back. And we'll talk about that and what that means in a little bit. All right. I'm just going to fix this up over here. TikTok is like freezing again. I don't know why. So we'll wait for that to happen. Anyway, so think of it, guys and girls. If you're the type of person to get munchies after getting stoned, you're in trouble. Okay. Like getting high all the time won't allow you to make the best of your dietary choices. You know what I mean? Like you won't be in the same state of mind where you're sober and you can think, okay, well, I've got to hit my macros. Is this, more nutrient dense or, that more nutrient dense? And then weighing those options and actually sticking to what's best for you. That's a little bit difficult to do when you're, not sober, right? Not to say that it's impossible, not to say that you cannot do it, but for the average person, it's just something that isn't really, I'll be honest, it's not something that we really, focus on. And I'll be honest with you, like myself in the past with weed, even now, fuck, sometimes in my off season, if I get high, I'll be like, okay, well, I know I could get healthier, my macros in a healthier source, but I just would rather have a fucking pizza right now. So that's what I'm going to do. Right. And is there anything really wrong with that? No, because I mean, if we're talking about just sticking to what your plan is in terms of caloric requirements, if you're abiding by your calories, you're okay. Are you, selecting the best macros? Absolutely not. If you're always, reacting to munchies, but if you are abiding by your caloric requirements, it should work for you, right? But again, most people aren't that disciplined. Again, I'm a pro bodybuilder, so it's more of like an autopilot thing for me. I think about it less because I only give myself the options to eat clean, right? I would literally have to go far out of my way to go eat, takeout or anything like that because I've got meals that are already prepped 25/8, and it just makes no sense to wait that long to eat if I'm that hungry when I have munchies, right? But that's just my experience. Okay, that's my experience and the experience with a lot of other, high level athletes and pro bodybuilders as well, right? And again, even if you're the munchies type, you're still likely to be in like sort of, if you're not a munchies type, if you don't get the munchies, you're likely to be in a relaxed state, like calm and almost sleepy and like in a haze, like highs being like, it's like to be high. You know what it's like, right? You're just sort of more comfortable, more relaxed. You're not too focused. You're just more relaxed, right? And you're not, I would say, analyzing any decision, right? And aside from food, okay, aside from food, this sort of sleepy vibe, whatever, being high in a daze, can affect your ability to stay motivated enough to actually go to the gym. If you struggle with motivation to go to the gym, again, some people I've noticed they can smoke weed before the gym and it actually motivates them. And then for others, when they get high, it's just like, I'm just in this relaxed state. And even if I do make it to the gym, I'm not going to go all in. I'm just going to like chill, or they don't go all together. Okay. And that's not good. If you're not going to the gym, how's that good for your fitness journey? Right? How would that be good? Okay. Again, for some frequent gym goers, this feeling alone isn't enough to deter them from the gym per se. But for those that are just starting in their journey, it might not be the best move to keep a lot of weed in your routine because it could make you lazier, aside from, packing on those habits that you get from munchies and things of that sort, right? I'm not saying that you cannot function on THC. What I am saying is you're likely able to perform the same tasks better when you're sober. Does that make sense? Again, guys and girls, there's a time and a place. As I said earlier, there are some people that are, able to get high and have a great workout. I know because I was one of these people at a certain point in time, and I know professional bodybuilders that are like this, and I know top level athletes that are like this. But these people are already sort of like geared in at that level. Like they're already fucking overdoing it. And when I say overdoing it, I mean doing what they need to do to be the best in their sport or whatever it is that they're doing. They already have that about them, and the weed only complements that in some other aspect. It's never like they were smoking weed and they were pothead first, and then they wanted to go, strive for this big thing, right? They always had an importance and they always prioritized their fitness, right? Their health goals, their fitness journey, right? To such a degree where even if they did have things that held them back, it wouldn't make them quit. It couldn't make them slow down as much because of how rooted they are in their we'll say in their commitment, to their fitness journey. And for these people, they're mainly athletes. But again, dialing it back, if you're a beginner or if you're just starting to eat healthy, you're just starting to eat clean, and you haven't been doing it for even 90 days yet, 3 months, I would recommend cutting down on weed because it would make the same tasks easier to do. Because again, when you're sober, you think less, you overthink less, things are less cloudy, and it's pretty much in your face. You deal with it, and then it's past. Like time passes, right? It's done, right? It's out the way. And then you can sort of relax and do whatever the fuck you want to do afterwards. Watch a movie, eat some munchies and all that stuff once you get the important stuff taken care of, right? As, again, I know pro athletes other than myself that are the same way. Okay. But for beginners, I'm going to reiterate, and even some intermediate people, some intermediate gym goers, whatever you want to call them, looking to transform their body, it can be a lot more difficult to be as consistent as possible while under the influence. It's not impossible, but it's just a little bit more difficult, especially for a beginner. Okay, not only in the gym, okay, but in the kitchen. Fighting off the cravings is like, it makes something so simple just that much more annoying or difficult. And you don't want to have any sort of, I'll say, obstacles in the way when it comes to progressing in your health and fitness journey, right? So I'm pretty much leaning towards, you probably should slow it down when it comes to the weed consumption if you aren't already gung ho committed to your fitness journey. Like if you are beginning your fitness journey and you notice that you're struggling just doing the basic things, maybe being sober more times than being high is something that you might be, want to look into. You might want to look into that because it will increase your productivity. And I'm telling you that firsthand with firsthand experience. Okay. So I get it. Like, I get the point. If you're already consistent with your health and fitness, it doesn't really impact you, right? Like if you're an athlete, a high level athlete. Well, yes and no, right? So, like, just as it can have negative side effects, not side effects, but negative effects, it can also have a few positives. Okay, let's break them down. All right. So I hear people talk about increased mind muscle connection while, under the influence high under, on weed, and how it increases their ability to impact their lifts because they can sort of feel their muscle being isolated better. Like they can squeeze it better, they say, right? It's true to some extent. That is subjective. It is your body. I don't know what you're feeling. Only you can identify that. And I can tell you, I've experienced that sometimes, not consistently though. Um, and I can understand it, because I know what I'm looking for in the gym. Like as a professional bodybuilder, as somebody that goes to the gym all the time, I kind of know what I'm already looking for, right? But if you're new to the gym, you might not know what the mind muscle connection really even is because you haven't even applied it sober, if that makes sense. So when I say I know what I'm looking for, it's like I know, okay, my structure when it comes to working out, this is I'm gonna hit this muscle or these muscle groups on this certain day, right? And but when I walk in there, I know when I do this workout, supposed to feel it specifically here, right? When I do that workout, I'm supposed to feel it specifically there. When I say feel it, I'm talking about the muscle and the mind muscle connection. So I know what to look for in that sense, being a seasoned athlete, right? And when if I ever do go in there under the influence and, if I'm high, then that feeling is sort of magnified a little bit. And even like listening to music sometimes for me, like it just hits a little bit more. So I get a little bit more motivated. It can, but it's a hit or miss for me personally. For some people, it always hits. For some people, it always misses and they don't smoke, or get high before they go to the gym, right? So it's true to some extent, right? But if you're, as I said, if you're a beginner, you already don't know what you're looking for because you're not consistently going to the gym. So that's something that's going to hold you back, right? And again, if you want to look at another potential pro for consuming THC, and making it so that when you incorporate it in your fitness journey, it's beneficial. Is I often hear this. Some claim it helps with sleep. Okay, so some people, you might be one of them. If you're listening to the podcast right now, if that's you, I might be talking literally to you. You might be one of those people that say, I need weed to help me sleep at night. And while I do agree that it helps you get sort of sleepy and more relaxed, it helps you get to sleep faster. Recent studies have shown that it actually decreases the quality of your sleep, which means, yes, you get to bed faster. Yes, you feel more relaxed quicker, but you don't actually achieve REM sleep. And REM sleep is rapid eye movement in your sleep. It's like the most important part of your sleep cycle. That's where you're doing most of your healing and, the deep rest and your memories and your knowledge retention, memory, all that. That's the most crucial part of sleep, REM sleep, right? You don't actually get to achieve that if you go to bed under the influence of THC all the time, which is probably why you wake up cloudy minded or a little bit tired, even this regardless of how many hours you got to sleep, whether it's 6, 8, or 10 hours, right? You still feel tired waking up because your body wasn't actually able to reach deep sleep, right? REM sleep. Why? THC affected that. It helps you get to sleep faster, but it actually interrupts your sleep cycle, which is weird. And in my opinion, fuck that. That's kind of unfair. You know what I mean? But it can help with pain, during recovery, especially CBD. Of course, research is being done about that. It can also help with appetite if your goal is to grow muscle and get heavier. But the trick is you got to fuel up on healthy foods. And that's sort of teasing what I said earlier on at the start of this podcast episode with munchies, right? So if you are a hard gainer and you fucking hate eating a lot of food and you struggle with drinking a lot of water, one thing that I guess one benefit, if we're looking for pros here with THC, is that if you consume it and it does help your appetite, because it might not always do it, then it may benefit you in the sense where you can have your meals prepped and all your clean meals are in the fridge and you just don't want to eat it. You use the THC and then boom, you're hungry for some meals. You get those meals at the fridge and you microwave them and you get all your water and you don't miss, so on and so forth. Right. You can sort of use it in that sense. Right. And if you struggle with insomnia, I wouldn't recommend using weed because of what I just mentioned with the REM sleep. But again, if you can't even shut your eyes, then something's better than nothing. I'm not a doctor. I'm not your mom, not your dad. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But again, it might be a temporary band-aid until you are able to actually fix what's going on with your insomnia. Okay. Guys and girls, these are all kind of cool. There are some pros or some cons, but the downsides, or at least the number one downside to THC consumption that I see that most people don't even pay attention to, it's carbon monoxide. Okay. So I said THC consumption, not smoke or THC consumption. I actually meant to refer to smoking specifically, right? Because that's where this carbon monoxide comes from the smoke, right? And it's 2022. You guys and girls should already be aware that you don't only need to ingest THC from smoke from burning the plant. There's so many other fucking ways, thanks to technology, right? And not only, okay, so like let's break down carbon monoxide. Not only is carbon monoxide like this toxic gas that is a vasoconstrictor, which simply means your veins will get a little tighter and it'll make it a little bit more difficult for your body to pump blood through you. Um, we don't want that. Like, not only does it do that, it irritates your throat, it irritates your lungs, and if you have any like underlying health issues, it's not something that you want to actually incorporate. When I say specifically smoking the plant, like actually smoking it, like burning it, and then you got the carbon monoxide and going, like you don't want to actually smoke it, right? That's something that actually led up. Next month will actually be 2 years. It's been 2 years since I've used a lighter to consume THC. I still do consume THC fairly regularly, but through the form of elixirs or concentrates, right? I don't actually burn the plant. I would even decarboxylate, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. Vasodilation. Okay. So let's talk about vasodilation for a bit. It's being more vascular, more veins, right? Better blood flow, right? It expands the veins and arteries, which can, in a sense, induce a better pump by allowing more blood flow through the body, carrying nutrients, electrolytes, as well as all the other muscle building blocks that you'll need to, burn fat and build muscle. That's what vasodilation is. We want vasodilation, right? But typically, whenever you inhale smoke of any kind, whether it's THC or the burning fire from your next door neighbor's house, your veins will shrink up, right? Because carbon monoxide has that effect in our body. And this typically occurs when you are smoking THC, when you actually smoke it, when you burn it. Okay. If you ingest it via edible, herbal vaporizer, decarboxylation simply is dabs. If you guys and girls aren't familiar with that, if you take dabs, that's even a better alternative than burning the plant directly or using it like an elixir or an oil, etc. Right? You're less likely to experience the adverse effects of vasoconstriction because you aren't ingesting carbon monoxide via burning the actual plant. Or if you are even consuming carbon monoxide from that, because I would assume that there is at least trace amounts, it's nowhere near the amount of toxins that you would be consuming if you burnt the plant directly, which makes it automatically a better alternative, in my opinion, with my experience, um, than actually burning the plant. And it's not like if you burn the plant, you're fucking killing your gains and your veins are going to shrink and all that. It's not that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's a better alternative that I would recommend you use if you want to continuously use THC for the rest of your life, or you have it in your routine. There's always a healthier option. There's always a healthier route, and I will always be the guy to tell you guys and girls to take the healthier route if there is one. Okay, like I'm already a natural bodybuilder, you know, and that's the healthiest way that I could do bodybuilding. And I'm going to talk to you guys and girls about it, right? I don't want you to compete, but if you ever decided to, this is the way to do it because you won't have to, go to sleep at night worrying about shaving years off your life. That's just an example, right? That's just simply what it is. Okay, so just to reiterate, it's better to ingest it in every other way than burning it with a lighter. Okay, but in the same breath, in the same token, I'm aware that although I do create content for those of you that are 18 and up, I still don't recommend that you do consume THC just because of productivity reasons. It's time and time again shown to decrease productivity, even in creatives, people that use it for creative ventures and things of that sort. You can just do the same things a lot more efficiently and probably even quicker sober than high, right? I don't recommend that you consume THC, but if you do it, don't burn it. That's like my thing to you. I want to tell you, just don't burn it. Don't inhale carbon monoxide. Just get the THC. There are other ways to do it. Okay? Because when you burn it, not only do you get the carbon monoxide, you ingest butane from the lighter. Okay? Amongst many other chemicals that come from the rolling papers or blunts, the cigars, if you use that, which will disrupt your airways in the long run. Get your lips and your gums black, your teeth yellow. You'll get all that smoking shit, all those bad things you don't really want from it, right? So I always recommend if you're going to use THC, don't burn it. Use literally every other method. Let it be more concentrated, sure, but you'll do yourself the favor by saving the whiteness of your teeth and we'll say the appearance of healthiness in your lips and in your gums. Okay. Also, you don't want to disrupt your airways with butane, with all the chemicals that come from the nicotine in blunts or the bleach and ammonia that comes in the rolling papers and things of that sort. Make sense? Like you don't want to decrease your body's ability to optimize a healthy transformation. That's the point here. If you want to use THC, use it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not your mom, not your dad. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to say that always take the healthier route. Do it in a way where if you're going to use it for a long period of time, where it's going to affect you the least negatively. Again, I personally use herbal vaporizers. I personally, use the method of decarboxylation, taking dabs and things of that sort, as a method to consume THC when I decide to indulge. Because, typically when I don't have any other tasks to accomplish, that's what I do. I'd like to just relax, get high, play some fucking Halo. And that's what I do. I realize I really don't like using it right before I go to the gym. At least not anymore. Before it used to be my jam, but now it doesn't hit anymore. I don't know what happened. It's something changed in me. It just doesn't. I don't like doing it anymore before the gym. Right? It's something that I love to do afterwards at the end of my day when it's just me time and I shut off all my phones and I'm not talking to anybody. Right? That's just for me though. All right. I hope this episode cleared up a lot of misconceptions for you and helped you see things in a new perspective when it comes to weed and how it affects or doesn't affect your fitness journey, your ability to put on muscle, your ability to burn fat. All right, people. I hope you liked this episode. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Also, if you want to join the Natural Nomad Academy and lose 25 pounds or more, hit me up. Feel free to DM me and I'll see if you'll be a good fit for our community. Okay. P.S. I won't be monetizing this podcast because I just want to give you value, give you insight and my personal experience, advice that I got from myself and my best clients and some of the best pros in the game that I like to share with you because why the fuck not? If you're supporting me, the very least I can do is support you. And speaking of that, don't forget to screenshot and share this episode onto your Instagram story. It would do so much for me and the other people that want to hear this information just like you. All right, so share it out. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. All right, it's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. Natural IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. Okay, podcast is recorded. It's up in the air and it's rolled. It's rolled. I got a couple of questions here on Instagram. Nothing on TikTok because that crapped out a lot earlier. Nothing on Facebook or YouTube, but that's cool, gang. I'm just gonna answer these real quick and I'm gonna fly out. We're 5:50 here. All right, let's see. Iron Aesthetics says, I'm smoking a blunt right now. As I watch this video, and I've got huge games going. This guy. Funny. Gorilla, appreciate you. He says, I'm smoking as we speak. So there's two people literally smoking as is ain't that the timing? Isn't that something about timing? That's fucking funny, man. Hope you guys enjoyed your shit. What's up, Abija? He says, curious how much you weigh. That's fluctuating all the time. It doesn't matter. Let's see here. Shout out to everybody. Holy fuck. Fuck with you, bro. Big love from UK. Jake White, you know what time it is, bro. Much fucking love, my dude. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to everybody, man. I'm not gonna read everyone's names here, but shout out to fucking everybody that showed up. Shout out to everybody that continues to show up. Shout out to everybody that supports the fucking movement, the Meathead on the mic, my Instagram, the Natural Nomad Academy. Much fucking love to you people. All right. It's been nice chatting. Hope you liked talking to me today. I'm gonna sign the fuck out. You guys and girls enjoy your motherfucking weekend. We might go surprise live in the weekend. Who knows? But that's for me to know and you guys and girls to find out. Enjoy yourselves. We are out. Boom.